Can your GTK do that? I don't fucking think so. And this is like, man, I absolutely love this kind of shit. It's a literal GUI application, and it's just so goddamn fucking simple. And look how fast it is. Look at this resize. Bro, look at this resize. Web is not a real platform. Web is not a real platform. Web is not a real platform. It's a fucking toy. It's a fucking toy. The entirety of tech is kindergarten, and they put their toys fucking everywhere. That's everything I have to say. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another recreational programming session with who? Mr. Zuzin, as usual. So here we have a GDB frontend for Linux that I use on all of my streams. It's called GF, and let's take a look at it. It's actually pretty cool. So let me maybe go to the source code of that frontend specifically, and I can try to run this entire thing. So this is how it looks like. We may try to maybe open GF with GF, right? So I suppose it is actually built with debug information. So let me see, does it use ggdb or maybe -g? Oh yeah, so as you can see, it does in fact builds with debug information. So that means we should be able to break on main, then run the debugger within the debugger. And as you can see, it broke, and there we go. It looks like a proper debugger. Looks like a proper debugger. It is actually a GUI application, and it uses GDB as a backend. So the main problem with this application is that it doesn't really save its own layout quite often on my streams. What I do is that I have to increase the size of this specific panel so you guys can see what kind of variables I'm watching and stuff like that. For me, this specific window is actually kind of like more important than everything else. Right, it's the watch window. But every time I restart my application, it actually goes back. Right, so we can try. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Like, and I have to do this kind of shots every single time I start my application. So people told me that in the configuration of GF, there is a special section called UI or something like that, where you can actually specify the exact width and height of the panels and stuff like that. And you just like a CSS programmer, you can specify the numbers, and you can do that, but it's so goddamn anal. Why the fuck would I do that? You know what I want? You know what I want as a based GUI user? I want to be able to just like modify this stuff around. Right, like this. Okay, so this is the layout that I want. Then I press menu, and there's some based button somewhere, save layout. I just click that button once, and it just saves it. If it requires modifying the config, okay, like put all of that stuff into the config by the button, right? So you have an access to the sizes of all of this panel, just grab them and save them to a file. It's 2025. Is it really that fucking difficult to read some variables from RAM and put them into the hard drive? Read from RAM, put into the hard drive. This is almost a century technology, right? So this is what computers were created for, right? Just take data from one place and put it into another one. That's it. So, and that's exactly what I want to do today. Because obviously nobody gives a shit about my needs in open source, right? So, and in a wild west of open source, you can only help yourself, right? So what you have to do, if you need some sort of a feature, go fucking implement yourself. Right, go fucking implement yourself. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be implementing it ourselves today. So let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So first of all, I need to actually learn how you go fucking implement yourself. Yeah, GFIY. That's the first principle of open source. Nobody owes anybody, right? So go fucking implement yourself. So that's the main principle. So the question is, how the fuck do we do that without Lebeton? You know what I'm talking about? How do you do that without Lebeton? So as they say, there is some sort of a config. I think I do have GF config somewhere in my dot files. I'm pretty sure I do have it. Yeah, it is called GF gf2_config.ini. Okay, so let's take a look at it. And here we go, here is the UI section, right? So I already kind of use the UI section to set certain things like scale, font size interface, and font size code, and so on and so forth. And if I understand correctly, I actually map gf2 to .config. So it is located somewhere in .config. So here is gf2. Okay, so it just like basically symlinked into that. So can I see the basically list of all of these sections in here? Is there something like that? Okay, so here is UI section. Okay, so you can do layout. So let's actually maybe read about like how you do layout. To change the font, we don't want to change the font. You can also configure the interface layout with the layout parameter. Use H position left to right to create a horizontal split, V position left right to create a vertical split, and T to create a tab pane. This value should not contain any white spaces. Please note that this value is not validated, so make sure it is formatted correctly. Okay, so if I copy paste this entire thing, right, so there is a button to copy paste it, and I just literally put this stuff into my layout, is it going to change my layout? Right, what if I just like put nothing in there? Will it remove it? So they said actually something. Please note this value is not validated, so make sure it is formatted correctly. Okay. Okay, so let's actually like copy paste the stuff in here and see if it's going to do anything. So it has some sort of like an internal language for specifying layouts. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of based. But anyways, so let's go to JF, and I'm gonna try to run JF from here. Nothing really changed, but it feels kind of different. Yeah. So watch window is somewhere here, and that's kind of funny, honestly, right? So it's a completely different layout. So you can basically recreate the layout completely from scratch. So usually when you like working with UIs, you can modify like different tabs yourself, but in this application you modify them through a config, right? And I suppose this is because it's basically custom made. It uses its own custom UI library, and modifying UIs like that is probably not even implemented. It probably takes like a lot of a lot of time and stuff like that. So as far as the example in README is different from the default the source code. We noticed, we literally just tested that and we confirmed that. Anyways, so what I'm thinking is that we need to maybe somehow find where we read the layout and basically maybe in that place it will be possible to dump the current layout as the expression in here. So do they even say how to dump they actually don't say it, right? There should be a way to take, okay, so the current layout is actually represented by this sort of expression, right? Let me see so what we can do in here. So we can try to maybe search specifically for a string literal UI, right? Because the ini file is probably parsed somewhere, and the first thing that it probably does is search for UI. Or maybe we can straight up try to search for layout, but I think UI is a little bit like more reliable. So let's actually go ahead. And as far as I know, there's only like one file in here, right? Yeah, so there's literally one file, which is kind of convenient, except maybe the UI library. The UI library is completely separate. But maybe the thing that is responsible for generating layout is located in that library. But anyway, so let's actually search for UI. There you go. I literally found it. So that's kind of funny. So layout string. Okay, that's very interesting. So you have the state, which is, let's actually find what is the state. I suppose, it's ini state. It's some sort of an ini state, and then we save the layout string. So what else do we do with the layout string? Where is it defined? Okay, so it's a okay, so that's basic. What you can do effectively, chat, already, effectively what you can do, you can just take the default one that you found in a source code, right? So let's actually go ahead and do that. And maybe then modify that specific thing, right? So that's one thing we can do. Am I in the right place? No, I'm not in the right place, chat. So there we go. So this is the default one. And now if I go ahead and find the watch window, it doesn't look like I can modify the size or anything like that. Like, what the fuck is going on? So position left, right. So what is a left, right? So here is the watch, but then I don't quite get it. So so this is the console. Let me try to run this entire thing. So what I want to do is modify this. I see. So I specify the position is probably the position of this thing. Right. So it's probably the position of this thing. But I don't quite get it. So H, position left, right. So here is the H. Position, okay. And left, what is left? What is a console? Where it's coming from? I don't get it. Right, so by the console you mean something, the position of the console, is that what you mean? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So okay, we can try to maybe increase it to 100, right? So we could, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how do I even interpret that? So it's really bizarre. Oh, okay, it made it smaller. Okay, I made it 100 and it made it, but because it's an absolute position, so that means I probably have to make it smaller, right? So because it has to go to the, okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. Can I make it 20? So I suppose what it is just like it's 20 points from the left. Now I want to specify its vertical position, and its vertical position says console. I have no idea, like, why is it a word? So yeah, do I have to specify something else? What if I put 20 instead of console in here? Is that something that is going to happen? No, it has to be console. And what is a console? I don't fucking know. So I suppose this is a console. All right, so this is a console. Position is 75, the width thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand. This is so bizarre to me. This is so bizarre. So we can configure the interface layout with the layout parameter. Use H position left, right to create a horizontal split. To create a vertical split. So probably what I have to do is I have to go... yeah, I probably have to decrease this thing then. Right, so I have to put 30 in here. Did I guess it correctly? Holy shit, I guessed it correctly. Yes, okay, so it has to be done on a higher level then. Jesus fucking Christ. We cracked the code. So it's basically vertical, horizontal position, right? It's a okay. I get it. So that makes sense finally. Oh boy. So we're gonna have a good time. So stream is over, but the goal of the stream is not to like set it as I want, but to be able to just modify it, click one button, generate this expression, and then save it into the source code. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think I got the idea how this works. It's absolutely not intuitive, right? Unless you sit down and ponder upon it. Okay, so now it kind of makes sense. Cool. So that's pretty cool. So maybe we can just save it, right? So, but the goal is to actually explore this entire thing and, you know, being able to modify it. So this is where it is located, but where is it parsed then? It is probably interface layout next token. Okay, that's very interesting. So it is probably only modified within the tokenizer, right? So look at that. This is the tokenizer, interface layout next token. All right, so where is the interface layout next token used? Okay, so interface layout create. So we have a UI element parent. Okay, and within that thing, if we encounter H or V, right? So H or V, we set the corresponding flags, which is kind of interesting. So it's both H or V, but then, okay, cool. So then we create a container. So UI split pane create. So this is that. And do we go then recursively? Yeah. So look at that. We recursively iterate through. Okay, that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. So we go to that container, right? So we created the container, but then within the parent, as you can see, yeah, so we specify the parent, and so that means that specific container is going to be associated with this parent. It is going to be associated with this parent. So then we do the tabs, and after the tabs, so invalid layout string. It said that it's not validated, right? So, but apparently it is a little bit validated, because otherwise, like, well, I mean, it prints that to the standard output, right? So in UI, it's not going to show that in any way, and it's going to exit right away. Okay, so I'm going to presume that this specific function is called only once, right? So it is only once called, well, except the internal things. Yeah, so here's the recursive calls, and there's only one call in here at the beginning of the whole thing. So when I suppose this is GF main. Okay, right, this is actually kind of cool. So this is pretty straightforward. Holy shit! Can your Lagrange do that? Look at that. Look how fucking straightforward this entire thing is. What the fuck? How come a C++ program is easier and more straightforward to understand than a freaking C program? Just think about that. Insanity. Literal fucking insanity. By the way, I want to create some sort of notes. Right, so important things like interface layout create. Right, so function that creates layout from layout string from right, so from global layout string, something like that. All right, so this is kind of cool. So, and after the interface was created, what I think we have to do, by the way, we have to maybe, so this is a switcher main. We need to be able from the switcher main, like iterate, like traverse this switcher main thingy and generate a UI layout expression out of it. We need to be able to do that. And I wonder, like, I think there's no code in here that is responsible for that. I'm pretty sure there's no code. I can kind of skim through because the size of the source code is actually very small. This is rather small, like 2000 lines is like nothing for an application. And so I'm pretty sure if there is something, it mentions layout. So display output layout. Anyways, so why you fucking smart fuzzy search? I have a okay, so this is layout string. This is just parsing part of it. So this is display layout. This is not what I care about. Right, so this is just like a tokenizer for this entire thing. We don't care about that. Okay, and this is just a parsing of the layout string. And this is the, that's it. Like, this entirety of the program is surprisingly small and simple. I know that I already looked into the source code of GF, right? On the stream, there is an entire session where I did that and I fixed the bug within it. But I still, like, every time I go back to the source code, I'm actually kind of surprised how goddamn simple it is. Like, it's insane, right? Just like, and it does a lot of things, right? It feels like a serious GUI application, more or less, right? And it's so goddamn simple. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't have the bullshit of C++. It uses C++, but it doesn't have the bullshit, right? And I really freaking appreciate that. It's funny that it integrates with GVim. Right, I don't really know exactly what it does what it does with GVim, but I think it synchronizes the state, right? So basically the position of the cursor, the current file, and stuff like that. So this is what it can do, and I think Next just uses, you know, GVim. Maybe I could contribute something that I synchronizes with Emacs or something. I don't know. Less lines than one JS dependency. To be fair, this is not a full program, right? So it doesn't include GUI, right? So the GUI is located in here, and GUI itself, well, okay, so the GUI library itself is 7,000 lines of code, but it is separated from the business logic of the application. Right, so if I want to modify the logic of the application, I don't have to look into this library, right? So this is entirely just GUI. And 7,000 is not that bad either, right? So it's not that bad either, right? So it's literally two files, the library and the debugger, the GUI of the debugger. There is something to be said about that the main heavy lifting is done by GDB anyway, but let's actually ignore that. So anyways, what I want you to do, I want you to actually maybe like look into this thing with the debugger itself, right? So let's actually do something like gf2, right? Who's debugging the debugger, right? So I'm gonna break on gf main and I'm gonna run this entire thing. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's just step through all of these things. And let's find the moment where it calls to create interface. I keep forgetting what the function is called. Oh shit. Did I do something wrong? I think I did something wrong. Okay, so it created the second window, right? So we go there. You know what? I should have created like a separate breakpoint specifically for this thing. So I'm gonna break on gf2 cpp 1811, right? So I'm gonna continue up until that point. Finally, thank you so much. So we created the whole thing, and we can take a look at the switcher main, right? So here is the switcher main. And within this entire thing, what we have a lot of different things. So here is the switcher. And does it have children? Okay, so it does in fact have children. So that's pretty cool. So switcher main, is that a global variable? It is in fact a global variable. UI switcher is probably not. Okay, so we do need to look into the Luigi, right? So let's take a look at the Luigi. So it's probably going to be class. No, is it a struct? UI switcher. Okay, so it is in fact a UI switcher. So it has I don't see children though. It does not inherit anything. Oh yeah, so it's inside of E, right? So you have UI element, right? And okay. So there's some sort of a UI element, and there's an active UI element, which is a pointer, and maybe it's a pointer within something of the UI element. Right, so what is a UI element? I suppose it's a structure. Okay, so that's very interesting. So there's a bunch of flags in here, and you have children in there. But the question is, how many children do you have there? Right, so how, like, I want to iterate through the children. Right, how do I know when I stop? Context pointer for the user. Okay, so I suppose if you inherit this UI element, you basically can use the pointer for the context and stuff. Child count, okay. Child count, that's pretty cool. So you also have a class name and so on and so forth. What I can already do, I can already write a simple traverser over UI elements, right? Because we can even print a class name and whatnot. So let me grab this entire thing. Right, so I'm gonna go to here and I'm gonna do something like iterate traverse UI elements. Right, and in here I'm gonna take the switcher, I'm gonna take its I and Luigi. Usually if it's a UI switcher, right, we probably want to do that by a pointer. So let me actually pass it as a pointer, and everywhere we're kind of passing it by the pointer nonetheless. All right, so I'm going to put this thing somewhere here. So this is going to be void, and here we're going to be accepting UI pointer to the UI element, right? So something like this. And on top of that, we can actually keep track of the level. So as we print in the tree of the UI element, we can actually pad this entire thing, right? So we can do something like level in here. And we are programming in C++, chat. We are programming in C++. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means I can do Like this. Can your stinky C do that? I don't fucking think so. Stinky old ass language can't even have a default argument. So, and this is something that I really fucking miss in C. God fucking damn it. It's such a convenient feature. Like, damn. Rust doesn't have default arguments. Literally not gonna make it. Literally not gonna make it. All right. So what we're gonna have in here? So we're gonna be doing the usual thing. Do you guys remember? Have you guys seen my ultimate guide about printf? Right. So where I explained what this shit means. I recently posted it on my main channel and stuff like that. So yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. All right. So what I'm gonna do in here is that we're gonna put level. And I think I'm going to multiply by 2, so it's going to be like pairs of spaces. And in here, I suppose I'm going to put another S, right? So this is going to be just an empty one. And the cool thing that I like is that the UI element, look at that, the UI element has some sort of a class name, whatever the fuck it is. Right, so I have no idea what that is, but I'm gonna just assume that I can use it to just display it like this. So we're displaying this entire thing. So, and as you can see, we do use printfs in this code base, which is based, which is absolutely based. And the next thing we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna be just iterating the children. Right, so from 0 to E, child count, right, so it's a child count plus I. And in here, we just like recursively call this entire thing on each individual child, right? So it's gonna be children. And so let me double check, right? So where are the children? Yeah, there you go. And they are already pointers, right? So I'm iterating the pointers of this entire thing. So, and every time I do that, I want to increment the level of nestiness. So there you go. Very simple dumper of the structure of the UI, right? So just like see if it makes any sense and if whether we can turn it into like a layout string of some sort, right? So this is basically the goal of this entire stuff. All right, so let me close this entire stuff. So let me double check if GDB exists, because there is kind of a weird bug in GF is that if you just like kill GF incorrectly, it may actually leave GDB instance living somewhere in the processes, and you have to kind of kill it manually. I haven't investigated about this bug yet, but maybe at some point I'm gonna actually look into that because it's kind of weird, right? So something is not cleaned up properly when you just like send a signal to GF or whatever. Happens. Okay, let's actually try to rebuild the entire thing. Okay, so this one is long, right? So, and it has to be an integer, right? So it has to be an integer. I do remember about that. Okay, good. So now I'm gonna try to call gf2, and let's see how. I forgot the new line. Well, at least look at that shit. At least it kind of okay. This is kind of cool. Right, so these are actual like name human readable names. Let's actually go and put some sort of a new line in here. So classic, am I right? Am I right, chat? Freaking classic. Right, so build sh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Well, I mean, it kind of takes a little bit of time to build it properly, but anyway. Well, it is not particularly helpful, right? Though, we can actually look specifically for split panes, right? So we can specifically look for split panes. So because, let me actually see. So I'm gonna go into here, because every time we encounter H or V, we are creating a split pane, right? We are creating a split pane. When we see T, we actually create a tab pane. What we can do as we traverse this entire thing, we can specifically take note of split panes. But we kind of need to know what kind of a split pane that is. Right, what kind of a split pane that is? That's a very interesting question. Right, I think it is done through some sort of a flag. Right, so yeah, okay, so there is some sort of a flag called split pane vertical, right? So it's a split pane vertical, and we specify flags in here. In fact, we can look into how this particular constructor works, right? So where is this constructor? So we specify the flags, and we pass these flags into UI element. So that means UI element probably has, okay, there, okay, oops, okay. So, and how can we reliably identify what kind of class of the element it is? Can we rely on C class name? Because it feels like C class name is a human readable name, but can we use it for machine readability? Right. So there is an ID. So what is the ID? I think it's a unique ID of an element. We can actually print that unique ID of an element. Traverse. So I'm gonna put it somewhere here. So it's a U32, right? So this is an ID. Damn, this is actually kind of a cool GUI library. So, and does it exist separately from GF? Right. So here's Luigi, but is it Luigi 2 or something? Single GUI library. I guess it doesn't exist like separately. Damn. Can I use it by? So it wasn't updated like a couple of years, but I think that is it, right? So struct UI element, it's actually kind of different. So it's a different version. No, look at that. It is the same, but not really. This one that is inside, yeah, that is inside of GF is actually more developed. Okay, so it's not the same version. I suppose what Next is doing is just like, it's a similar thing to what I do in Knob. It's just like I copy-paste it and modify it in my current project, and if it's developed well enough, I just sort of merge it back into the upstream. So there is a Luigi 2. Okay, so let me see. So there should be Luigi 2. Okay, so it doesn't exist. Oh, you mean Luigi 2 within this source code? Let me see. Oh my god, GitHub is garbage! Garbage! Fucking work already, GitHub! Alright, so it's a beta though. It's a beta based on SDL2 as well. Huh. Right, anyway, so this is just like some, you know, notes and stuff like that, but it's actually updated quite actively. So maybe it's kind of worrisome that it's beta, so that means you're not supposed to use that. Right, so struct UI element. Right, so if I take a look at that stuff, yeah, it's kind of similar to what is used in GF. But in any case, I think it's kind of based. This particular library is kind of based, so I think it deserves a star. I already started. Okay, so that's cool. Anyways, so I want you to take a look at what the fuck is an ID. Can't load font. All right, so let's do build sh, and I'm gonna just restart it one more time. It's a single header, just syncing from GF. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking to do. All right, so this is a unique identifier, as you can see. Right, so it's a very much unique identifier, so it's not really useful for us for this kind of stuff. So I think it kind of makes sense to maybe look specifically for the class, right? So tab pane. Okay, so we're only kind of concerned with split panes and tab panes, right? So that's the things that we're concerned with. We can't distinguish things like console or anything like that, unfortunately. Right, but maybe we can. Maybe we actually can. So if you take a look at this stuff, right, so here is that, and if we encounter, so interface, we iterate through interface window, and if, interface window, what is an interface? Okay, so interface window, it's one of the element. An interface window is one of the elements, so that means when we traverse this entire thing, we can quite easily identify that we're looking at an interface window by searching the interface window array, right? So let's actually see, where is that? So there's a global interface window array. So here it is. Right, and then comparing its internal element to the current element that we're iterating, right? That's pure OOP. Well, I mean, OOP is kind of like a not really well-defined term. It's not really well-defined term. It's just like a tree of elements. Is it really OOP? Alan Kay may disagree, right? So Alan Kay believes that OOP is basically like Erlang, where you have a bunch of objects that literally send signals to each other or something like that. It's just like when he envisioned OOP, he didn't mean C++, neither he meant Java. So just having function pointers is not OP. Yeah, really. It's like OP is kind of an overused term, and it doesn't really mean anything, and different people kind of like mean different things by that. Dot flags are bitwise. Yeah, they're bitwise flags. Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. We can traverse the UI tree. We can identify split panes. We can identify tab panes, and that's the things that are described with the layout string. And we can probably identify interface windows by looking at the global interface window array and just comparing the current element that we're currently traversing with the element of an interface window, so we can easily like pinpoint what kind of interface window that is, and we even know its name. So we kind of have all of the necessary information to actually generate like a layout string out of the current UI element tree. So it's probably going to be a little bit hacky, a little bit hackish, I would even say, but I think it's doable. OOP is when a dog is an animal. Yeah, this is my favorite part about any OOP examples, is how fucking detached from actual software development reality they are. They actually kind of a reality based in the worst sense possible, in a sense that, oh, here's the dog walking down the street. Dog is an animal, so whatever I put in my Java class is based on reality. Look, this dog in my class is the same dog as like it's based on reality in the worst sense possible, right? So, you see what I mean? So that's what it is. It's detached from reality in the sense it's detached from reality of the actual software development, right? You're not programming a dog, you're programming a goddamn fucking computer, right? So, but anyways, so what we need to do, let's go to the traverse. Oh, by the way, I think I need to acknowledge the subs. Oh, yeah, okay, so there's not any more subs. Traverse. So in here, what we're gonna be doing, let's remove IDs, fuck IDs, and here we can try to check whether we are a split pane or not. All right, so we can do something like flags. All right, and in here, I'm going to split it like that. For some reason, by the way, chat, I cannot remember how this thing is called. Interface create layout, so that's what it's called. We need to check whether this specific flag is set. So yeah, split pane vertical, but if it's not set, it's horizontal probably. Okay, that's kind of weird actually. All right, so so in here, I suppose, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So because you can quite easily just distinguish this split pane through this thing, right? So it's a name. So we can do strcmp, right? And if it's a split pane, equal to 0, only then you can check whether it's a vertical or horizontal one. So in here, let's actually not put new line yet. And if flags, so how do you check? I think you just do that. So essentially, you have a bunch of flags, right? So let's put it like this. Where is my, yeah, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. So this is your mask, right? So this is your mask. So then you want to check whether a specific bit is actually set, right? So this is basically a flag. So and your flag looks like this, right? So what kind of operation can you apply on the mask to check that specific flag is set? Right, well, you can apply AND. You apply AND, so that means all of the flags in here become 0. Right, so let's actually do something like this. and this is going to be result. Something like result. All of these things become 0, this one becomes 1, and this becomes 0. Right. And if this flag is not set, the entirety of the result is going to be 0. So to check that the specific flag is set, you just do end, and if it's 0, it's going to basically cast to false, and if it's non-zero, it's going to be true. So that's the easiest way to check that. So it's a vertical or not. So, and in here, we can then just print something like this. All right, so we'll probably have to put space in here. Right, so vertical, and otherwise it is horizontal. Horizontal, and then after that we need to put a new line in here. Okay, so let's see. So what is it going to do anything? It's taking some time, and that's why I don't program in. Yeah, there we go. So here is like we distinguishing them, like whether it's vertical, whether it's horizontal. We can do introspection, as you can see, chat. We can do introspection. Interestingly, now, if it's not a split pane, we can try to identify whether it's one of the interface windows, right? Interface windows. Right, so how do we do that? So there is a custom array which has length and stuff like that. Okay, so what that means, I can go and iterate through this entire Scheißung from 0 up until this is a semicolon, length plus I, and within the interface windows, I can check whether the internal element, but I forgot how you look for the internal element, right? So there's an interface window, whereas the struct for the interface window, I don't see, there you go. So it does have an internal element. So we can just grab its element and we can compare its pointer, or maybe even its ID. We don't even have to compare it by a pointer, right? So because all of these things have IDs, right? So unique IDs. And what we can do, if its ID is equal to this one, we can basically print its name. Right, so we can do something like window as, all right, and we can just grab the name of that specific interface window, right? So because it does in fact have a name, and then we put a new line in here. All right, so what do we have in here? Let's rebuild the entire thing. Suck-fold it, motherfucker! How come? How fucking dare you suck-fold on me? So maybe I'm just like iterating. You're not allowed to just grab its internal length. You probably have to use the method length. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Fucky wucky. Okay, so let me double check how exactly you... Yeah, so you just do it like that. Yeah, okay, so I hope that is going to work. Alright, so we didn't like something about comparison of size t or whatever. So do you want me to use integer? It wants me to use an integer instead. Are you freaking serious, my friend? So traverse, it wants me to do this nasty shit, basically integer. So where is the method length? Length, really? Freaking really? So also it does operator, so it checks for... Yeah, oh, okay. So so this one is length is signed, but then when you try to index it, it's unsigned. And okay, let's give it a try. So there's some kind of like out of bounds happening in there, that's for sure. Okay, it's time to debug the debugger. Let's actually find out what the fuck is wrong with there. I'm gonna be using my system-wide debugger, right? So because the debugger that I'm debugging is broken, right? So let's actually try to do that. So I'm starting the whole thing, right? And I'm just running it. Okay, so it probably crashed, and it crashed specifically in here. And the question is, what the fuck? So there is a possibility that an element here is literally just fucking empty. Yeah, so let me see. It's probably like a basically null pointer exception, right? This one is fine. Interface Windows I. It's kind of useless, right? So because it's a class, one of the things we probably have to do in here is that we have to take a pointer to the interface window similarly to how it is used in the rest of the code. Interface windows. Yeah, so you see what they do in here? You see what they do in here? They just take it like that. Right, so, and we have to do that similarly, I think. So then here we can do something like window, boom. Right. So now I'm going to do the build. C++, am I right? Can your C do that? Anyways. So MyLR23, thank you so much for the rate. Thank you. All right, let's fucking go. So what do we have? Window. So window is available, but the element is null. So we just discovered something. We discovered that some of the interface windows may not have elements. Why? I have no idea. So they simply may not have elements. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Not create, could be, but so the thing is, we are traversing UI elements after creating the layout, the interface layout. Look at that. So interface layout does refer to some of these windows, right? So what it does, it calls, I see. Yeah. So some of the interface windows, if they're never used, their elements simply don't exist, and you just have to take into account. Okay. So it was not in the layout string, so it was never created. So that's totally fine. That actually makes a lot of sense. So traverse UI element. So what we have to do in here is suppose is just like check that this thing is not equal to null, right? So not equal to null, and its ID is equal to that thing. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense. All right, so we're having some sort of a progress. This is actually kind of cool. Grep GDB. Okay, so everything's fine. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And yep, let's try to start that. And there we go. We have the windows. And usually all the windows are panels, aren't they? I think they are. No, not really. Sometimes they're tables. Sometimes they are in fact tables. That's pretty cool. Okay. So you have a panel switcher. Then this is a vertical layout. There is a splitter. We don't care about that one. Yeah, so essentially, as you can see, we can literally see all of these things. We literally can see all of these things. The only thing that we need in here is the position. Like, how can we know their position? So I'm pretty sure there should be something in a split pane. Split pane. So there is a weight in here. We can look at how it is created. Create interface, create interface layout. I keep forgetting the name of this thing. Yeah, layout create, layout create. So we, so this is V, and then, interface layout next token. So that's basically the thing that we're doing here. So we convert it to string and we multiply it by 100th. So, and we pass it as this parameter. So we pass that particular position value, we pass the position value as the first parameter to this constructor. So in Luigi, this is the weight. Okay, so that makes sense. So it is literally the weight. So that means right, if it's multiplied, that means we have to multiply it by 100 before converting it. Damn, there will be loss of precision a little bit, but maybe that's fine. This is just UI. Split pane. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it's called. It's UI. UI is always pane. Right. UI is always pain. So this is the weight. So we have to take weight and we have to multiply it by 100. And we basically can now generate the layout string. Width, length in percentages. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the code, okay? So in documentation, it maybe says percentages or something like that, but here I just look at the code and I'm gonna do what the code says. Right, so just like multiply it by 100. So we have to multiply it by 100 to get it back to the value that is in the layout string. So that's what we have to do. All right. So I'm already streaming for 1 hour, chats. I'm already streaming for 1 hour. So maybe the time has come for me to make a small break and refill a cup of tea. I actually want to make a black tea. So, and after that, we're gonna like write the generator of layout string because we'll have all of the components. We're kind of missing one component. I don't know how to create buttons in the menu yet. Right, so because we'll need to create some element in here, but I suspect it's kind of easy. Right, so let's actually search for inspect, there we go. So this is how you add a new line in here. So what we can do in here is just like put, I don't know, 69,420. So we have to allocate some sort of a code for this specific thing. Right, so and invoke, let's put a null in here. Right, so save layout. Right, just save layout. And I suppose I can just like recompile the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, it's taking some time. And then I can do gf2. And in here, we've got... it doesn't allow me to... Yeah, but you can see that. So there's a save layout. Oh, every time I try to zoom in, it just like doesn't show me. So it's pretty easy apparently to add a save layout. Can your GTK do that? I don't fucking think so. And this is like, man, I absolutely love this kind of shit. Like, it's a like literal GUI application, and it's just so goddamn fucking simple. Like, and look how fast it is. Right, so look at this resize, bro. Bro, look at this resize. Web is not a real platform. Web is not a real platform. Web is not a real platform. It's a fucking toy. It's a fucking toy. The entirety of tech is kindergarten, and they put their toys fucking everywhere. That's everything I have to say. That's everything I have to say. Let's make a small break. Alright, we're back. So, you know what we can do? We can actually bind the traversal function to a safe layout. Right. Who said we can't do that? We can do that, I think. But we need to actually know what's the signature of that function. Right, so here's the safe layout, but invoke, what the fuck is invoke? Alright, so interface commands, and it's an interface command, and shortcut. Are really? How come? So it says that it has a label and some code and some other shit. Am I missing something? I think I'm missing something. So struct interface, yeah, here. Right. So it's an internal structure, right? So you have a label and then UI shortcut. Okay. So that makes sense. And so in UI shortcut is what? It's not defined in here. It is defined in Luigi. Mamma mia. All right, so here it is. And so here is the invoke, which is just a function with, I suppose, the context in which it was called and stuff like that. So that's very interesting. So, and the traverse function kind of relies on specific arguments if you look at what is going on in there. So traverse, right, so here is the traverse. It accepts the UI element and level and stuff like that, but the command, right, shortcut, should be just invoke with the context thingy. So that's what it is. Which means that I need to have a wrapper parappa, the wrapper around this thing. So what we can do is probably save layout, and it's going to accept the context, and in here we're going to simply call traverse UI element like this. So we already called traverse UI element in here, so let's actually move this stuff in here, something like that. So the save layout. Okay, so invoke save layout, and we have to also specify the code, right? So UI code backtick, I think I don't have to specify, right? So this is only for the shortcuts, right? So let's not assign any shortcut to this thing yet. Just invoke save layout. Just invoke save layout. So here's the save layout, traverse UI elements. It's only called in save UI, so that's very good. That's very good. Let's build this Scheiße, meine Freunde. Let's build it. Okay, it doesn't build. Yay! This is because it can't see it. It can't see this shit in the mist. Okay. Maybe I have to forward declare. Is there any sort of convention of forward declaring functions anywhere? Do we forward declare things in this? Yeah, we do. Look at that. Well, I mean, this is not a forward declaration. This is actually definition of global variables, but I don't see forward declaration. There's no, well, here it is. Literally called forward declarations. Okay. Save layout. Forward declaration. So we can put that stuff in here. Thank you so much. Cool. So this is where we place them. Special place for forward declarations. Okay. So now I can do gf2 electric boogaloo. Look at that. Then save layout, and it calls this entire Scheiße. Very fucking based, very fucking cool. Man, Luigi has a huge potential, honestly. Such a small, lightweight library, and it's not an immediate UI library, but I think like retained UI also has its advantages. Right. So it could be a thing, actually. And it's also very much cross-platform. Because it works, right, so it works on Windows, right. So where is the, yeah, so it includes windows.h, right? So here's the windows.h, here's the UI Linux, and as far as I know, it also uses Mac OS stuff, right? So NS something, yeah, so look at that. NS object and stuff like that, right? So at least it like has code for all of the three major platforms. So it has a huge potential, right? So it's pretty cool for cross-platform applications. This is not a particular coding style. This is a very good coding style. Like I actually took like a grasp of the entirety of the application like in less than 1 hour. And I didn't work with the code base for quite some time already. And I didn't even write this code base. I just looked at this file and I immediately understood it. So it's really great. UXN backend when? Backend for what? I don't quite get it. You mean for debugging UXN ROMs in GF? I don't think it's easy. It can be easily done. Oh, you mean UIs for UXN? To be fair, UXN is actually kind of a small platform. I think it's a little bit too heavy for UXN, right? So it's a little bit too heavy. Like you need to be able to compile C++ applications to UXN ROMs. And it's not going to work well. So there's some C compilers to UXN ROMs, and they're already kind of like pretty big by themselves. So this is the platform where you're supposed to program in assembly, actually. So unfortunately, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Anyways, so we have the Le Baton. And now we can start doing different things. I should probably put a space in here. If we encounter V, this is a good place where you can actually start printing things, right? So I can start printing V open parent, right? And then I can put it like that. So, and I suppose, right, if you look at this entire stuff, V is supposed to have two children. Like every time we create like a split pane, UI split pane, we actually, yeah, interface layout create. Interface layout create, interface layout create container. So we only create like 2 things in here. So that means we kind of have to assert. That it has 2 children. I think. But it may potentially have more. Right, so here's a split pane. And it has some sort of an internal splitter, right? So it has some sort of internal splitter. Honestly, this is a bad thing, right? Because we are creating not within switcher and panel. What's the root of the creation of the thing? What's the root? So interface layout create. Well, yeah, technically we're creating it in here. Right, so that means it's... So this one is a little bit more complicated, right? So we do UI panel create, and we don't really... we immediately create it. Look at that. Right. So, and we kind of forget it immediately. That's very interesting. That's making it a little bit more complicated than it should have been. I don't think it's a great idea to do it like that. Because I want to actually start traversing from this element, right? But I don't have an element because it's immediately created and then thrown away. Next, actually put some sort of a trap in here. They put some sort of a trap in here. Look at that. This is very inconvenient. I would like to have a pointer to this thing, please. So that means maybe one of the things I can do, I can actually save this entire stuff. So first of all, UI panel create. It's a purely a Luigi thing. Yeah, it's a purely Luigi thing. And UI panel, right? So where is the UI panel? So it has some sort of an internal element, and I suppose it's the element within that thing. So you have a parent, and when you set the E for that panel, what do you set? Yeah, you just create an element. So element create. This is incorrect. I just want you to go here. There's actually a little bit of overloading, but that's fine. So essentially, I need a pointer to this thing. I can try to save it somewhere. So for example, here's the switch main, right? So here's the switch main, and we can do UI element layout root. Let's call it like that. So, and then I can actually do something like layout root, put it like this. What do you guys think? Is that a divine intellect? I think this is a divine intellect. So we're basically saving it into a global variable, right? So we create an interface within that thing. And then now, as we traverse the whole thing, we can just use layout root. So now, if I try to rebuild this entire thing, I think that's cool, actually. This is voodoo. No, I think it's a divine intellect, honestly. No React, by the way. Okay. Boom. So, and now we're starting from the panel. Yeah, so we did a little bit of a view already. I should have actually removed that, but that's about right, actually. That's about right. And let me go a little bit down. So, and that's the root. So I actually want to start iterating from the place that creates the first outer layout. So that means I want to kind of ignore this one. I kind of want to ignore this thing. So there's also a splitter, which we'll probably also have to ignore. So apparently panel has only one child, right? Apparently panel has only one child. It would be kind of interesting to maybe print children count of some sort. So maybe ZU. And so child count. And 16. Boom. Put it in here. Rebuild. Build sh. Boom. So he uses Luigi and React, obviously. Yeah, that's what I do. We're not using any React. So panel has one child, right? So panel has one child. Can I just simply ignore this entire thing, or could I just do something about it? Like, I'm not sure. I want to start iterating from this specific element very naturally, not from the outer one, but from this specific one. Interestingly, so create layout. Maybe we could actually, when we create a thing, return the root of this stuff. Oh, look at that. This one is really interesting. So next doesn't, like, yeah, I was trying to avoid these kind of hacks. That's very funny. I was thinking like hard, like how do I avoid these kind of hacks? And Next doesn't give a shit. Ah, children 0. Okay, who gives a shit? I mean, fair. In that case, maybe we don't even need. If that's okay within the code base, if that's totally okay, sure. Based. It is based. I mean, okay, sure, it is based. To be fair, okay, so the array has an operation that actually does boundary checks. If you try to access some element that is like out of the bounds, it's gonna, you know, crash automatically, right? So it's kind of safe to do these kind of things. I don't know, maybe it's the C developer in me who's trying to avoid these kind of hacks and stuff like that. Right, so but in C++ you can actually have overloaded operators and you can check boundaries and it's all nice and it's all cool. So safe layout. So we can do that, something like that. So it's complaining about me using ZU, so apparently it is D. So I'm thinking in clean code while Next is coding in based code. I'm trying to basically write it in a more safe manner. So essentially, I'm trying to avoid directly indexing, like hard coding indices when I access the elements, right? So I want to have like implicit boundary checks. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, right? So if you can avoid doing like 0, it's actually going to be more safe generally. Okay, so here's that. So, and that means I can go even further, right? So because there's only one child in here, I can go even further and just take another child like this. You can't go outside the boundaries if you're always iterative with them. Yeah, exactly. This is what I was trying to achieve, right? So, because kind of iteration is an implicit check for the boundaries checks. Kind of. Because, like, effectively, you have a check while I is less than length, which is already a boundary check on each iteration. It's like happens automatically for you. Okay, there we go. So we're starting to iterate from a good place. If you take a look at all of these split panels, look at that. All of them have 3 children. We can actually go based all the way through. Honestly, we can go based all the way through. If all of the split panes have 3 children, we can just hard code. We can just take a children 1 and children 2 and also get rid of the splitter, right? So we can ignore that splitter because each individual pane, right, they have first child as splitter and then 2 other things, right? So this one has a splitter, this one has a splitter, this one has a splitter. So they are all kind of the same and they follow the same pattern. So the only thing is tab pane, and with tab panes, yeah, with the tab panes we can just follow it like this. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think we can hard code a lot of this stuff in here. So in case of a tab pane, the tab pane can have arbitrary amount of children, so that's totally fine. So how are we going to save the file? Ideally, I want to save it back into gfconfig, right? So because gf already has a format for defining layouts, right? So what it does, it parses the string and just creates UI layout based on that string. But what we're trying to do in here, we're trying to do reverse the separation. We have the tree of UI. We're trying to analyze it and we're trying to recover this string. This is something that GF didn't do before, right? So, and as soon as we recover that string, we can try to save it back into the config, right? So yeah, we're reverse engineering. So, and this is kind of like a difficult thing because you can generate one way, but you may have a layout that doesn't have a proper representation in a layout string, right? So if you generated your UI from the layout string, you probably will be able to reverse it. But if the UI was generated somehow else, maybe procedurally in some other part of the code, that part of the code doesn't exist, but maybe in the future it will, you may have a problem of actually reversing the layout back into the layout string. So it's kind of a dangerous thing, and it's probably why Next didn't implement that, because it's a headache. But this is something that I personally need, right? I personally want to be able to just like modify things around and then just like save it. Yeah, I think it makes sense. So the difficulty here is making this code robust enough and not break on weird cases. Or maybe break on weird cases and say something meaningful to the user, right? So we'll see. So we're experimenting in here. We're just experimenting in here. Okay. So, yeah. We have a split pane, and it is a vertical one. So that means we do printf v, and we're opening this entire stuff like that. So now we also have to specify the position. So this is going to be an integer position. And as we already discovered, split pane, this is a weight. So we have to take weight. Interestingly enough, how can I just cast UI element to UI split pane? So if I take a look at this thing, right? So you create UI element, right? So then UI create. It's created within split pane, but I want to be able to then cast it to split pane so I can access it and stuff like that. That's. But I mean, do I have to? UI element. UI element. How do I access its weight? Okay, I can access children and stuff like that, but can I access weight? I'm actually not quite sure. UI split pane. Create. All right, so you create. Okay, it is actually. All right. Because what you're doing in here, look at that. Ooh, this is. Holy shit, I didn't notice that. What the fuck? This is such a based OP. What the fuck? Holy fuck. You have a base class of UI element, and to create a child of that base class, you literally pass the size bytes of that child, and it will allocate enough space for that child, so then you can. So it's like a C++ OOP, but not using C++ mechanisms. Not using C++ mechanisms and still programming in C++. Look at the level of baseness. Re-implementing C++ mechanisms in C while still using C++ compiler. It's just like, it's such an explicit fuck you to C++. It's insane. I absolutely love it. Absolutely based. This is so good. WGC is a C library. Well, yeah. It's actually a C library, right? So, but I mean, it uses a lot of C++ things, right? Well, Wait, is it C? Damn, it is C. Wait, yeah. I thought for some reason I thought it uses like a default parameters and whatnot. Yeah, okay, it's actually C library. Okay, so that explains it. That explains it. It's GF that is C++, right? But Luigi is actually C. Huh? I didn't notice that. It's very funny. But anyway, so that means I can actually just go and UI split panel, right? So I can just like cast it like that, right? And then take its weight and I can multiply it by 100. And then I need to cast this entire thing to an integer, right? So that's how it's going to go. Afterwards, I'm going to put a comma in here. And I have to generate left and right child. So the way we're going to do that, this is going to be a children. We can actually do something like child count, like assert equal to 3, right? Because it's if it's a vertical plane, right? So we expect it to be 3. Actually, we expect it for both vertical and horizontal ones, right? So we're going to put assert in here. So this one is going to be then traverse UI elements, children 1. So this is the first child. We don't really care about the level anymore, but I mean, I'm going to increment it just in case. Right, so this is this child. Then we do printf this second child. So this is the second child. And then we close the whole thing. Interestingly, we can actually move the whole code of these things out, right, and just do printf v and printf h, like so. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So this is just a split pane. So if this is a tab pane, else if, so I'm gonna grab the whole thing in here. Tab pane equal to 0. Do we have tab panes? Tab, yeah, so this is a tab pane. In this case, we just print T, open, and also closing afterwards. And we're going to be iterating the children. So we already have an iteration of children, like so. An iteration of children. And we have to be a little bit careful. So we can print a comma in front of the first thing, but we should not print it if I is equal to 0. So if only I is greater than 0, only then we kind of, you know, interleave it with commas. And there you go, the tab pane is done. So the last one is when it is an interface, right? So when it's an interface window. As soon as you encounter an interface window, I guess we're gonna just print its name, right? So because that's what it is, just print its name, like so. And I suppose immediately exit, right? So just immediately exit out of that, and we're gonna consider interface windows leaves. Basically leaves. So here we're gonna do a little bit of an assertion, right? So unreachable. Is there a mechanism of unreachable, marking unreachable in here? I don't think so. So is there assert maybe 0? Okay, so I'm the only one who does assert 0. Maybe there's assert false. Okay, maybe there's something in Luigi unreachable. Okay, so it's not a common thing in this code base to mark unreachable parts, but I think I'm gonna do that anyway. Right, because this one is going to be unreachable. It's kind of important to just at least say something. Unreachable. Reach the unreachable. And I think that's about it. We can even put it somewhere here. Right, so if you went through all of these things and you fall through, so it's kind of an unreachable state. And in here, I suppose none of that is needed. So this is the code that generates the layout string back. Yes, so that's what it does. It generates the layout string back, but it generates it into the standard output, right? So let's actually see how it's going to work. So maybe it doesn't print any new lines. Let's actually print a new line in here just to flush the output, and let's fucking go. I think that's basically it, actually, believe it or not. That's basically it. Doesn't compile, obviously, but so no matching. This is a pointer. Understandable, totally understandable. All right, let's fucking go. So chat, are you ready? Are you mother flipping ready? Are you mother flipping ready? So I can just take save layout, and we reached the unreachable. I know why, by the way, because I'm supposed to actually exit on all of these things. So that means that this is unreachable, right? So because these things are fine, exiting out of these things are fine, but if you reach this specific place, that's what's not fine. Okay, so I'm really glad that I put a certain here. So I can go. So save layout. Here it is. Here's the layout string. It's pretty cool. You know what I want to do? I'm going to just run it one more time, and I'm gonna modify this entire step like this, and I'm gonna put it in here. So this is the new layout. Save layout. Close this entire thing. This is the new layout. I'm gonna go into the config, gf2, and I'm gonna place this string in here, and I'm gonna open it again, and it recovered it. This is what I wanted, right, from the previous stream. Not that I go into the config and just manually, I don't want to fucking do that, bruv. I don't want to do that. This is what I want. Okay, so here's what convenient for me. So this is the layout that is convenient for me. Save layout. Right, so here is the new layout string. I put it in here. Run it again. It restored it. That's how it has to be. And thank you so much, Next, for making your code base actually approachable. I really appreciate it. Because honestly, like without this code base being so good, I won't be able to do it so easily, right? So I won't be able to do it so easily. So kind of one thing is missing in this entire solution is that we have to save it manually to the configuration, right? So it would be kind of cool if it saved it on that click, right? Stream done, almost done, right? It is almost done. So now just parse toml and replace the layout. Yeah, so this is what we have to do. Is it toml? I think it's just a new, right? So it says that it's a new. It's not really toml. Toml is kind of a superset of ini. So what's the difference between toml and ini? Does anybody remember? Right, it's the toml format. I don't really know. Toml's obvious minimal language. So aims to be a minimal configuration file format that's easy to read due to obvious semantics. Toml's designed to map unambiguously to hash table. Toml should be easy to parse into data structure, and it doesn't really answer that specific question though. Though, as you can see, it like can have nested like arrays and stuff like that. It's kind of a mix of, I suppose, JSON and Toml. Well, this is not JSON, that's for sure, but yeah. Toml has a spec, ini is more of a vibe. Ah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. All right, let's find layout create. Actually, let's go to the layout string, because this is where it's set. So here's this function that is responsible for settings load. Okay, early path. I have no idea what the fuck is the early path, but whatever. So we have an ini state, right? So we have an ini state, load the file, local config path, blah, 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 blah. Ini parse. I'm just thinking, what's the best way to approach that? I'm thinking of the following thing. We load the file again and we parse the file again. As we iterate through the sections and fields, we ignore any field that is not layout. Right, so essentially we kind of do a pass through. So we see scale, we don't know what is scale, we just pass it through. Scale is equal to that, whatever. As soon as we see layout, neurons activated, we replace it with a new string in here. And then we continue passing, so we kind of pass it through. So what is the field called to? We're going to be iterating all the sections. I mean, come on, this is seriously. Okay, so, and yeah, and then we're going to just like save this entire thing, right? So, and we also want to kind of preserve the, preserve like all of the fields and how they are allocated and stuff like that. We only want to modify this entire thing. And if we never encountered layout, because the user may not set layout, we have a special flag that tells us whether we already replaced layout or not. We append it to UI section or whatnot, right? So that's how we do that. And by the way, I think layout may not be set in UI, right? So we only care kind of about UI. So this is going to be my approach. So layout string. So settings load file, local config, global config. And we also have 2 iterations in here. Wait, so we iterated twice. This is a iterated twice. So if it's an early pass, current folder, would you like to load the config file from your current? Okay. So, and then that's a really funny way of doing that. So, and you can do that a second time. So, and the reason why you do that is that you can kind of break. That is a fascinating concept, you know. So that makes it kind of difficult. Yeah, it cannot be easily done like that. So settings save. It doesn't really save the settings. Feel like saving that setting could be its own separate tree. Because you can see there's a little bit of an involved logic in here, right? That checks whether like a file exists or file doesn't exist and whatnot. It's just like it's kind of bizarre. And it uses this I to check whether it's a first iteration or second iteration. Okay, so it's only on the second iteration it tries to load this entire thing. Right, so it's an early path. It's first iteration. The current folder is not trusted. Okay, that's a pretty loaded thing, right? That's like a lot of things in here. That's a lot of things in here. And there's no mechanism that allows you to just save a setting. And here's the thing, maybe the general policy is that, you know, JF should not modify this entire thing. So have a look at the settings, add trusted folder. There he adds settings to the config. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Settings, add trusted folder. So global config path. Oh, and it's just okay. Fascinating, isn't it? Right, it's just like append. So setting add trusted folder. So and so it is there. So load config global config. So section trusted. But we don't really know what's the what is it called? Invariance in here. Maybe invariant in here that the global config does not exist, so you're generating it from scratch. But we obviously do not generate it from scratch. One of the things we can do for now, maybe, is to copy paste the layout string to clipboard. Is there something for clipboards in here? Okay, what about Luigi? Okay. So forward declaration, the UI clipboard write text. So where is it implemented? So X set So, but I'm not really sure if it's going to work. So let me try to call this function in save layout. Save layout, and so it accepts specifically a window. And for UI window, right, so this is probably what we have to put in here. So window main. So this is a window main, and I can say something like hello chat. I think this is also could be like a pretty good solution, right? Just like copy the layout string, right? The current layout string. So let me see. I'm gonna try to rebuild the whole thing. So for bit conversion to char, I have a feeling that this is not correct. Oh, it worked. So did I not have? Okay, so I'm gonna just put this stuff in here. Right, so I'm putting the stuff in here. I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing in my clipboard. So this is the thing that is in my clipboard. And now I'm gonna try to rerun it one more time. Okay, so it does work. It does work. So this is perfect. This is actually perfect. So I'm not really sure what's up with the warning though, of the string stuff. What's up with the warning? Why does it want to have a text in here? You have paste text and it frees it. UI free. Okay. So it kind of expects it to be. I'm not quite sure why it saves it like that. And I'm not sure what's up with underscore. So let me take a look at the rest of the things. Read, start, write text. So it wants it to be. So I feel like I don't correctly understand how to use this clipboard thing. I have a feeling that this is not correct. So clipboard read text. So there's an open clipboard, but this is a Windows stuff. Thing that really bothers me is that it saves the pointer to the buffer and it doesn't mark it as const. So I do not quite understand. Empty clipboard text. So global lock. So this is Windows, by the way, right? So on Linux, it is different. Why does it do that? What the fuck is that? So paste text, it saves that pointer. Right, so and UI is probably like a global variable. Yeah, so here's the global variable. So there's a paste text, it saves the pointer into here. It saves it into here. And then it's set selection owner, X set selection owner. Okay. So what is the X set selection owner? So I suppose this is something about like a copying to the clipboard. Function changes the owner and last change time for specified selection and has no effect if the... Yeah, I suppose this is basically copying to the clipboard. So what the fuck is that? And why does it free it like that? And what is UI free? It's an X thing. Yeah, it's probably X thing. So heap free. Okay, so there's a heap free. And what is a heap free? Is that a custom thing? Okay, so Essence heap free, but this is on Windows. All right, so okay, so on Linux it's just free. So it expects this entire thing to be freeable. So does it use that saved paste text anywhere then? UI copy text. Yeah, and look at that. So it actually performs the copy in here. It performs the copy and then copies each individual thing. So here is the paste text, and that's how it's used. So it really needs it to do it this way. It really needs it to do it this way. Okay, so can we use strdupe then? So I think the easiest way to go about this entire stuff is just like literally strdupe. So just do it strdupe. Focus. You don't copy the clipboard on X, the string is still owned by the app. Oh, holy shit. I didn't know that. Thank you. Fuck, so that means the string has to exist. Right, so for some time, that's why it's kind of owned. Fuck. All right. Ha. All right. So here I would like to have some sort of string buffer. Let's see. A struct array. Is there some sort of a string buffer? Okay, so there's a struct array. So there's a map short. Cool. So empty string. Let's search for string. Look, it doesn't have a string buffer. So there's a string format though. Oh, and it accepts the buffer. All right. But you don't extend the buffer, right? So you don't really extend the buffer. So it's not very much stretching. All right. So maybe we can, so debugger sent string format. Maybe there's something about realloc. Do you? Okay. So you use realloc for dynamic arrays. That's understandable. Okay, you also extend the buffer a little bit, but what is that? What is this scheisse? So realloc. You do that manually. Which is kind of yikes, honestly. Kind of yikes. Not gonna lie. So is there any other reallocs? So there's another realloc for... Bro, it's just dynamic arrays and shit. Oof. Third menu. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. What if we make it an array of characters? Right, and we are capable of inserting many characters, as you can see. So index and new... Well, I mean, what the fuck is this index new count? What is that called, new count? Is that a count? Oh, it's a new element and new count. Okay. So and then when you use the index, it's just like it's an offset. Okay. Fair enough. So, and then you use memcopy. You use memcopy to actually. Cool. You can use array as a buffer. Right, so cat buffer extends animal buffer. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can use array char in this case. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to use. Okay. But then if we do that, all of that on Windows, it can become a little bit of a problem. All right, let's fucking go. So traverse. Traverse. And what we have to accept in here, first of all, we don't need level anymore. Here we're gonna have array char. So layout. Well, I mean layout. Let's call it layout. And it's gonna be a pointer, right? So we're gonna be because we're gonna be extending into that. And we are, yeah, so this one is a pain in the ass, in my opinion. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, right? Especially if you need to print a characters. Maybe that's fine. We can actually pre-allocate like, you know, number, like a buffer, and the maximum number, 2 to the power of 64. Right, if you convert it to a string and then take a length of this entire thing, it's 20, so that means allocating a buffer of 32 is more than enough. So this is sort of like a temporary buffer that we can work with. And then in here, we can do layout add struct array. So what do we have? We have, oh, and it's an insert menu. So you're inserting like a chunk in the middle. That's what you're doing. Yeah, that's what you're doing, inserting chunk in the middle. This is annoying, but I mean, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. And then we can, yeah, so you can literally put a length to insert it at the end. All right. Can we have something like add menu? I think this should be a thing, which is basically new items. All right. New items, but without the index. All right, and in here we do insert menu, new items, length, new count. This is very, very poggers in my opinion. This is very, very poggers. And now, excuse me. Yeah. traverse. I can now add just a V. Layout. Let's call this B. It's a string buffer. SB. SB add H. Okay, this one is interesting. SB add open. So we remove that. Ascend printf, and we're printing into that small buffer of size of buffer, and that gives us the size of this thing, the size of this buffer, which we then can do add many, and this one is just basically buffer n. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. So SB add, and this is a separate characters. So we literally have our own string buffer out of the dynamic array. So this one is a little bit interesting. So SB add, we can do SB add many, but this is 2 characters. We can just put 2 in here. It would be kind of cool to maybe have like add sister, right? But I mean, or maybe add multi-nominated. But it's kind of difficult because it's a generic array, so I don't think it's gonna work that well. SB add this character in here, and then SB add this character in here. So that's very good. This one is interesting. So the name can be a little bit fucky-wackish. Okay, so the buffer is not enough in here. Well, I mean, we can just directly append the name then, right? We can just directly append the name. You can do SB add many. What the fuck is with my typing? SB add many. So this is the window name strlen, this thing. That's it, right? So we don't really need very complicated operations to create such buffer, as you can see. And the only temporary buffer we have in here, it's very small. It can fit onto the stack. So that's about it. By the way, this is the comma. This one is very interesting. So that means we have to add this extra comma in here. So then we're allocating this string buffer on the stack. And then we give it a pointer and so on and so forth. So what that means is that now an array, if I understand correctly, it doesn't have any destructors or anything like that, right? So not a single destructor, it does not destroy its own stuff, which is perfect, believe it or not. Which means that I can just take SB array and just move it into the clipboard, and the clipboard is going to clean it up automatically for me. So we don't really leak any memory. Look at that. This is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, so let's try to build this entire thing. And so this is the level +1. We need to get rid of all of these things. For bit converting, this one is interesting. I think it could be easily const. Right, so because we really do not modify any of these things, but insert many is not const. So, but I think it could be. I think it should be allowed to be const. Yeah, so, and it's complaining about something in here. So now every time we do a recursive call, it has to be SB. Anything else? Okay, and this is another one, and this has to be SB. All right. And I think we did it. I think we did it. Cool. That's very cool. So we can also print something in here. We can maybe, and it's actually not multi-nominated, that's the thing. So we have to do SB add literally 0. Or maybe just to indicate that it's a multi-nominated, we're going to put it like that. Afterwards, we can say string layout string is this SB array. We just print that string, and we're also copying it into the clipboard. So now I can run gf2. Cool. So what I'm doing in here, I'm just modifying the layout. Okay, so I wonder what I have a suspicion that it's something with insert menu. I feel like new items, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't really use new items in here, like, so we don't write into them. Okay, let's try to debug this entire thing. I'm gonna run the systemgf2, and I'm gonna run it like that, and I'm doing this, and in here, fuck, shit, damn, where am I? It created this thing that is impossible to remove, and it has something to do with, yeah, it has something to do with insert menu. Look at that. So it doesn't like the mem copy, surprisingly. It doesn't like the mem copy. So maybe this is because of inserting at the end or something like that. Because just inserting still uses insert menu, right? So, but just adding is inserting at the length. Size of pointer. I didn't quite understand what you're talking about. Where is the size of whatever? We can let me try to do it one more time. I'm gonna do that. Run. Save layout. So it failed, but I want to also see where exactly traverse element. It tried to add V. It didn't even try to do anything super difficult. All right, so it failed at the first attempt to, yeah, to put anything in there. I think I know what the fuck is going on. It should be 0 initialized, and we allocated it on a stack, and it was not 0 initialized. That's probably what it is. So window array. Yeah, so we have these kind of things. Do we 0 initialize any of these things? I feel like if the array is global, you don't have to 0 initialize it. But if it is on a stack, I think it puts garbage. I kind of vaguely remember. Yeah, okay, it is like that even on C. So we can do memset SB 0 size of SB. I think this is what we have to do. Yeah, so it's basically that. Oh, we figured it out. We figured it out. It got initialized with 0, with garbage. It just got initialized with garbage. Okay, so it printed the layout string, and it, I suppose, copied it into here. It's pretty cool. So I can modify things around. Right, so let's put stuff like this. I'm gonna make the console as big as possible. Save in layout. Here's the new layout. So, and as you can see, the numbers are modified in here. The numbers are modified. So that means I can now go to the config, and I can just copy paste it in here and save it. Right, then I can close the whole thing and rerun it again, and it saves it. And I honestly don't like this layout, right? So my favorite layout is something more of a like this, right? So I'm gonna just copy it, and I'm gonna put it in here, all right? So then I'm gonna kill it and restart it again. So I think it's a reasonable workflow, I think, right? If the creator of GF expects you to modify this layout string, you might as well at least make it copy pastable. Because of that, I think it should not be called safe layout. Safe layout. Let's call it query replace copy layout string. Copy to clipboard, something like that. Save. Copy layout string to clipboard. Kind of a long one, but I mean, I don't know how to call it differently. I don't really know how to call it differently. So now I'm gonna rebuild it one more time. And I'm gonna restart it. So here's a yeah, copy layout string. You just put it in here. Wrong layout. Wrong layout. Wrong clipboard, I mean. Yeah, there we go. So, what do you think about this workflow, chat? Is that a good workflow? Is that a good workflow? Thank you, by the way, Eliot for 04040 for tier 1 with the message. Thanks all the awesome content, Mr. Zozin. You're welcome. You're welcome. You could omit string. Probably. So copy layout to clipboard. Okay. So copy. So that string. Yeah, that's better. Because I think it's too long. Build shgf2. It's a good workflow. You're probably not going to change it very often. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. So I think it makes sense to actually save it if you like. So if save to the config automatically if you really modify it very often. Yeah, you're right. It's a very good point. So we do that. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me try something like this. I want to try it one more time. And I go to GF2, GF2 config, copy, save, close. Copy, save. And then go back. So obviously this is not a perfect place for this option, but it's a place we can put it in for now. I closed the chat. I meant to close the debugger, but I closed the chat. Okay, perfect. So now let me actually start the chat. Chat arena. That's pretty cool. So, and it took 2 hours to do that. It took 2 hours to do that. I may try to submit a pull request. I may try to submit the pull request to Next, but I'm not sure how they're gonna react to that. It feels like Next is really busy lately because they are not really working on their project anymore, and they're just occasionally reviewing pull requests and stuff like that. But even if they're not gonna acknowledge my pull requests, I think I already kind of won because I configured my layout, right? So I managed to configure my layout, and now every time I open GF2, and this is, by the way, not modified version of GF2, right? So we didn't change the format of layout, right? So now it is in comfortable position for me. So I think that's a win for me. At least I got something useful for myself, right? And that's what open source is all about. That's what open source is all about. The open source maintainers don't owe you anything. They just give you source code, and you should be already grateful for the source code, because now you can take the source code and modify it however you want and solve your problems, right? So, and as long as I manage to solve my problems, I won, right? So, and I can offer my changes back, and it's up to the maintainer to accept them or not accept them. And again, they don't owe me anything. They don't even owe me to accept it, right? So it's just saying, right, like I encountered this problem, this is how we solve it, take it or leave it, right? Whatever, just like sort of like an offer, right? So, and there's a lot of pull requests in here, and obviously Next is very busy. So images, yeah, which is totally understandable, right? So I have a lot of projects like that as well. I have a lot of projects like that as well. Open source maintenance for free is a kind of a ungrateful work, honestly. Ungrateful work. So, and especially with such platforms as GitHub becoming increasingly popular, people have certain expectations from people who are capable of maintaining open source, and it's kind of like, So, and such people are slowly kind of moving out of the GitHub. Learning Python right now, what code program you use? New to the channel. Code program. What is a code program? I don't quite understand. So you mean a text editor or what kind of compiler? It's a really interesting question. Like, what exactly do you mean by code program? You mean the text editor? I'm using Emacs as a text editor. The program I use to code. Well, I use a lot of programs to code. It's a text editor. It's a compiler. It's a debugger, right? So it's like a whole suite of things. So I don't know anything from programming, but I like your streams. That's very interesting. So, I mean, you know at least something, otherwise you won't be able to make sense of the stream at all. right? So you have some sort of a basic knowledge of what I'm doing. Because otherwise, like, everything I do would have been a white noise, and people get bored of white noise very quickly, so they kind of stop watching. Right. So you know something. You're just like, my mom likes your streams because she likes your voice. Ah, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. Sonic's voice is relaxing to put on while I work on my coding. Huh. It's kind of interesting. Like, I heard people say that they hate my voice, but some people say they like my voice, which is, I guess it's normal. I guess it's fine, so, right? So it's not for everyone. Is it ASMR noise? Insert joke with chat's mom. Well, I wouldn't joke about Laura's mom. Laura is such a nice person. Come on. I wouldn't dare. Your voice is average for me. Yeah, I hear my voice all the time because I edit my videos, and I think my voice is average, right? I wouldn't say it's something special. I appreciate occasional German words. Well, you're welcome. I know lots of swear words. Polish swear words. How about Polish swear words? So what if instead of German swear words, I would start saying kurwa, kurwa mać, ja pierdolę. Sorry. Maybe we should start like a Polish week, and instead of German swear words, start doing Polish ones. On April 1st. Will there be a Russian episode on April 1st? We already did that, so kind of meh to repeat the same joke over and over again. I'll have to think about something else for the April Fools. Eastern Europe stream. Oh, well, yeah. But I don't really speak Polish, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a Polish stream. All right, so let's maybe stream raid somebody. Do we have any recreational programmers streaming right now who we could raid? Do you guys have any suggestions on who to raid? Let me open my my browser. I think Meisaka is streaming, so let's actually raid her. Meisaka is streaming. She's probably doing Rust or something like that. So yesu. Raid Meisaka. All right. I hope I spelled her nickname correctly. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. I see you all next time. I love you.